Voices Radio presents David Adodo Show on 106.1 FM.
Ready. Loud your beats. Oh yeah now. Everybody. Hey bye. Yeah. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Get the money is what you desire. But there is something that can take you higher. Get to riches what you desire. But I know the man that can take you higher. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. When I was eating Gary, he came and changed my story. This time get on your feet, oh brother, no more defeat, oh. Jesus carry the cross, carry the burden, sing and repeat.
You're listening to African Voices Radio. Listening to African Voices Radio.
Everybody come on. It's time for Saturday. I say work hard, pray hard, read your Bible, live Lord, living lives of Crystal way. Like Jesus says, don't worry about tomorrow. My God no go let you go. The Bible they tell me the poor go be rich and the sick go be healed and the weak go be strong. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. When I was eating Gary, he came and changed my story. Sister, get on your feet, oh brother, no more defeat, oh. Jesus carry the cross, carry the burden, sing and repeat, oh. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. My life not prepared. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. My life not prepared.
You're listening to African Voices Radio.
I like what you do for me. My life not prepared. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. My life not prepared. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. My life not prepared. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. I like what you do for me. My life not prepared.
You're listening to African Voices Radio.
Loud your beats.
Explosion! Coming to the nation, version.
Y'all ain't ready for this one.
You're listening to African Voices Radio.
You are now rocking with CRSB. And this one's for all the lovers. Yeah!
No one understands why the part of perfect in my life. Wish you could see through my eyes and why your beauty's so intoxicated. Slow up, slow down, take your time. No rush into it, it's our night. need that sweet, sweet love. See, loving me, girl, is a good thing. I'll be everything you need, baby. Baby, I don't wanna waste your time. No, 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 no.
You're listening to African Voices Radio.
I love your body while it's laying right next to mine. It's a crazy type of feeling that I can't shake if I try. Oh no, quivering, your body shivering. Saying, baby, don't you stop right now. No, loving it, yeah, you're loving it. I'ma push you till you scream and shout. Got you feeling like, ooh, sweet love.
Good evening, everybody. Once again, welcome to another edition of David Adodo Show on African Radio, FM 106.1. This evening, we have two gentlemen. We do not have the doctor in-house because he's taking care of some personal issues. But we do have two gentlemen with us. One was with us from last week. That's Mr. Komolafe-Egbeyemi. He is a media practitioner, a broadcaster, a producer, scriptwriter, and author. Mr. Egbeyemi, welcome again to the program. Thank you for your contribution from last week. I also want to introduce another gentleman again from Nigeria, Mr. For some reason,
Abiola Adeworo.
Mr. Adeola Adeworo. Oh, Mr. Abiola Adeworo, excuse me.
Yes,
Mr. Adeworo is presently is the executive director of Eskom Petroleum and Gas Limited. He used to be the general manager of Spunk Petrochemical Limited and was also the managing director of NACOM. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
The reason we have this distinguished gentleman on the program today is for him to give us an insight into the petroleum industry in Nigeria and how things are going on. And besides that, we have a regular gang, starting with Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles.
Hey, our fans. Everybody, welcome back today. I hope everybody's safe. Again, thanks for listening and tuning in. Like the host said, we have a very, very lined up good programs for you guys today, especially the two gentlemen from Nigeria, direct from Nigeria. We really appreciate you guys being online with us. It's going to be a fun one today. Thank you.
Thank you.
We also have the only lady in the house, the Queen. The Queen,
yes.
Looking as always.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Tunde. Hi, everyone. I'm sure we're keeping safe, like Mr. Charles said, and thank God the country is opening up a bit. We're all happy. People are beginning to go out, and we see everybody is wearing their mask and they're taking precaution. I hope we all had a very good week.
And the last but not the least, of course, the chief host, Mr. David Adodo himself.
Thank you, Tunde. Welcome everybody to the show. And I want to welcome my brothers from Nigeria, Chief Abiola, who is in charge of so many organizations related to oil and gas in Nigeria. We are very, very happy to have you, right here on the show, on the David Adodo Show. Thank you so much for trying to share some light on what is going on in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria related to coronavirus. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. So without much ado, we do not have the doctors on the program today. So the medical aspect of the issue of coronavirus will not be touched on. But we can also, we can discuss what is going on and how things are going in Nigeria without the medical aspect, because we don't want to give any medical information that we're not sure of.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off with Mr. Egbeyemi. Could you please tell us how are people responding now to the coronavirus? Because I noticed that some parts of the country, they are either gradually beginning to open up. But what we've seen some videos from, we are here in America. We've seen some videos and we see people, even though they are opening up, they're still not keeping that social distance. That's 6 feet. People are seem like they've forgotten all about that. And that's a ground for the virus to spread.
Okay.
To God be the glory. See, there's something about us, Africans and Nigerians. Right now, as we speak, yesterday, Lagos had 183 positive cases. I should tell you this. The lockdown was effective, but the relaxation of the lockdown brought a lot of other cases. And the country, the president, the NDCD are trying to say that they are going to come back with a lockdown. It's a rumor, but we don't know yet. But I can tell you, my brother, that the way we are now, Nigeria is facing a very serious problem with this coronavirus. In Kano, Kaduna, people have been deported. Almajiris have been deported to their various states. And that transformation of coronavirus, they are sending coronavirus to other states. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I must tell you this. The isolation centers are filled up. And government is asking for help. I don't know how we are going to get out of this. Nobody is talking to us. Nigerians are asking, where are the pictures? Where are the video coverages of those who were isolated, who were treated? We see pictures from abroad. We see them. We're not seeing anything in Nigeria. So Nigerians are trying to say that there's no coronavirus. There is something on the media now that said that the governor of Oyo State had malaria, not coronavirus. The president was quoted. I don't want to believe that the president would say that what we had in Oyo State was not coronavirus. So if that is coming, Nigerians, the ordinary people on the street, are feeling that there's no coronavirus. What we have is malaria, high fever. So let us go out.
Jesus.
I must tell you this, my people don't believe that there exists coronavirus in Nigeria. As for me, I'm keeping safe. And I know that there's coronavirus. The governor of Lagos State, God bless him, Jide Sanwo-Olu, is doing his best. But Lagosians are not believing. You need to see when the lockdown was relaxed. In the public transportation system, they were jam-packed. People were jam-packed. Nobody wants to. I was talking to somebody, he said, Why everybody say that, for God's sake? And you guys in America know that there's coronavirus. People in other countries of the world know that there's coronavirus. My people here are not believing there's coronavirus. So that's the thing in Nigeria. I want to relax.
Wow. I do not know what I'm sure the media and everybody is out there talking about this coronavirus. No, I mean, not just the media, the print media, the electronic media, the news coming in from abroad and everything. I do not know why people at this time will not believe that there's a virus out there that's killing
people are dying. And people are dying too. In America,
Yes.
people are dying every day. In Italy, in Spain,
Even in Nigeria,
China.
people are dying here too.
Let me come up with something. Is this way the government treated it?
They handled it.
People are feeling that the way it's handled by government, people are feeling that, okay, somebody went in, somebody came back, and I know a friend of mine went in, he was positive, he came back, he's negative. But government is not telling people, you are not showing positive and negative. Why was it positive? Why is it negative?
What was the treatment protocol? How did they recover?
What are the treatment protocol? Nobody is telling us. So people feel, he had malaria. They said he had corona, and he is back in our. Nobody's telling us the treatment protocol. Nobody's telling us. So if I have corona in my house, I may not declare myself. I'll go and use chloroquine. I'll use the garlic. I'll use ginger. I will sniff hot water. I understand. So nobody's telling us. Somebody, okay, you said you had coronavirus. Look at what happened in Gombe. Did you see the video?
Yes.
Yes.
What happened in Gombe? Coronavirus positive patients were revolting. They went on the street. And does that tell you anything?
And people joined them. Lots of people joined them.
They were not giving water. Were not properly treated. So, if I am positive, to God be not happy to me. Nobody want to come and take me. I will say, don't take me. I will treat myself. Because the way it is now, people believe it does not exist.
Wow.
Yeah, but something, Mr. Adeola, let's. I don't know if this much is all about the government or what people are thinking. I heard you saying, people are saying, tell us the treatment, tell us who is this, tell us who is that. I think they blame so much on the citizens themselves. I mean, no country, even this country that we're in here today, all we're getting is the numbers of people that are infected, the number of people that are discharged, in as much as they will show a little bit of their facilities where they are. I mean, I don't think any country right now have detailed out how they are curing or not curing.
But we are seeing people. We are seeing people that are cured.
We're seeing people. Yes, we're seeing people.
If I may come in there, you're right. But
yeah,
we have seen.
But the thing is this: I was watching that video about the positive people.
The gentleman from Nigeria want to chip in. The gentleman from
No. I was just going to say that. Of course, CNN is a global station. We all watch it every day.
I don't watch CNN anymore. Go ahead.
We have seen where pressmen have been given access to hospitals, not only in the UK, in Italy, in the US, in New York. They've gone around, they've spent hours, they've done detailed documentary. We've seen where people from their homes, how they were moved to hospitals, how they were treated. Some went on ventilators and the rest of them, how they were cured and brought out. Some unfortunately died. We saw all that. We have not seen that here. So that's why, and mind you, the level of, as Mr. Shenya said, I don't like to sort of differentiates between parts of the country. But most of this is a bit of ignorance and I don't know. I'll say I don't want to go beyond ignorance. Because we here in Lagos and the Southwest, we know that this is a coronavirus. At least the enlightened people know there's coronavirus. But most of these guys over there, if there's no coronavirus, I don't understand how someone would believe that there's no coronavirus. And that whatever I'm seeing, the way people are dying, all over the world, over 250,000 people have died since this year, and someone will come out and say there's no coronavirus. It beats me. It doesn't make any sense to me. So what I would like to see here is more of the press involvement. Let them come in. Maybe people, as I saw somewhere that our governor was saying that people are stigmatizing people who had coronavirus. Maybe that's where the problem is. Pressmen need to go into these isolation centers, show us people who are ill, how they relate with them. If you don't want to show their faces, fine. Let them speak to you on camera or on audio, whatever. Let people see this. We need to do more of information dissemination. That's where the problem is.
That's true.
I have access to the internet, to CNN, and as I said, and all the other stations. Not everybody does. Especially up there in the north. What they hear is on the radio. They've not seen anybody with coronavirus. They've not seen anything. They don't know what it even looks like. They don't know what it means. They've not heard anybody from WHO or NCDC or the American CDC or whatever come on air. Or they don't see all these things. They're in one village or in one town somewhere, and maybe they hear a little of it on the radio. Believe me, it will be difficult. Just like the HIV when it came out initially. It took a lot of people a long time to believe that there was actually something called HIV. After he had killed a lot of people. So I think what Nigeria, the issue is information dissemination, letting people realize that this is a terrible disease, a killer disease, and the only way to cure it right now is through social distancing and whatever other protocols they've said we should, or guidelines they said we should all adopt. But that there's no coronavirus, man. then I think I'll have to rest my case.
Yes.
Of course, there is coronavirus. The only, like Dr. Abiola Adewola has said earlier, that the information dissemination is not enough in Nigeria. I think the government needs to do better, and that is where the problem lies. In advanced country, despite the fact that they have, solid system, they still make sure they talk to people. The radio talk about it every time. The television station talks about it every time. They bring people on, on TV to talk to people about it. Even where people want, they talk to people. But in Nigeria, I think the information is not strong enough for people to sink it into their brain that this is real. I think it's still born down on the way the government is still handling it. We can say, okay, the citizens are not doing enough, but they still need to be more educated about it. And that is what is missing in this case. But I think people should do better. I was so scared, the day they lifted the ban that people should go out. The number of people that was on the streets was
alarming.
It's alarming.
It was terrible. It was terrible. From what I even heard, from Mr. Egbeyemi, that some people slept on Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos, Nigeria, because they couldn't get home. What are people looking for? Even the bank was so jam-packed. Does that mean that people don't know that this thing exists, or what are they looking for? If you look at the banking industry in Nigeria, maybe they don't have enough, ATM for people to get their money, because I remember the last time I went home, for me to just get my card, the crowd inside the banking hall, I spent about 3 hours before I could get my ATM card, So I think this is where the problem lies. Maybe the government have to do better when it comes to certain issues, the way it's being handled in Africa.
Yeah, so what I'm understanding from what everybody is saying is that one, the media has to do a better job. The media has to educate people. There has to be a media machinery out there that has to put the word out in every single dialect in Nigeria for people to get it. Whether it's the print media, it's electronic media, there has to be there. And for the media to be successful, government has to fund the media, because there can be no media without funding. So that's where the government comes in. Government has to put money out so that this message can get to the ordinary person in the village. Like you said, not everybody has a TV, everybody has internet, but everybody has a transistor radio, no matter how bad it is. Mm-hmm. And they can hear those things. So the media should come up with, the government should come up with a way of sensitizing the people with this message, because it is very, very important. So that's my understanding from what everybody has said so far. Go ahead, Mr. Adodo. Yes.
Yeah. You are talking about the government. The government is complaining about money. Money is the issue, and that is where Dr. Abiola has to come in, because the oil price right now is nothing to write home about. So how is going to get money? So why don't you ask Dr. Abiola, since he's in the oil business, let him tell us what is going on.
I was going to bring him in on the oil issue, not on the coronavirus issue, because the government cannot say they don't have money. They didn't start selling oil today. They've been selling oil before coronavirus came. So they cannot say they don't have money. And the government just got $301 million back from Abacha's money. So they cannot say they don't have money.
Mm-hmm. They still went ahead to
say when oil was $80 a barrel, the government was selling oil. So they cannot say they don't have money. This is a pandemic. It's an emergency.
You are talking about.
Can I say something? Let me lead him on.
Yes.
Nigeria sold oil for 64 years.
Yes.
We do not feed our citizens for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
So, Dr. Adewola, we sold oil for 64 years.
Exactly.
We cannot feed our citizens for 2 weeks.
Let him tell us what.
If I may come in there, it's not far-fetched. When we were selling oil at that high price of $80 and $100, what did we do with this excess money? Norway has what's it called? An excess crude account or sovereign wealth fund. There was a point; it was $1 trillion that Norway had reserved for emergency cases like this. Saudi Arabia at the point had over $750 billion reserves. from crude oil sales when the price was very high, like in the 80s and the 100s? How much do we have as a country? I think before this current government, the previous government, when they were coming in, when they were leaving, I was trying to get the exact figure, but it was somewhere in the region of $40 to $60 billion. I couldn't get. I was getting conflicting information. How much do we have now? I think it's in single digits. I think it's about 9 or 10 or $11 billion reserves that this country has now. As you have said, we have sold oil for this much. How much of this money were we putting aside when the price of oil was in the 80s and the 100s? Okay, let's say then it was costing us about $20 a barrel to produce 1 barrel of oil, as in cost of production. There was a time we sold at $114 a barrel. Peak oil was in that region. This country was making money, but we're spending this money as we're making. And please, my brothers and sisters, what have we done with that money? What can you say Nigeria has done with 64 years of sale of crude? Okay, now, anyways, now, unfortunately, because of this lockdown, global lockdowns, not only Nigeria, this country has 70% of our current crude oil unsold. We are begging people to come and if you take a satellite shot of Nigeria now, you see lots of tanker vessels lying down across our waterways filled with crude oil, looking for refineries to sell to. Now they're even selling at ridiculous discounts.
Wow.
Nobody's going to buy. The whole world is on lockdown. So that's why the price fell. As at right now, I think it's about 24. Let me quickly pick it up. It's okay, that's $30 now, a barrel. And one
it went back up, eh?
Yeah, it's back up now. $30 a barrel for the Brent. Then for that's the WTI, that's the US oil, it's at 24.62 that now. Anyways, the fundamental problem started from way back. How much were we producing a barrel of oil? What was the cost? What the total cost of producing 1 barrel? How much was it? Saudi Arabia said they can produce a barrel of oil in single digits, $8 or $9. Because of our gross inefficiencies in Nigeria, there was a time we were producing 1 barrel of oil as high as $60 a barrel.
Jesus.
So if today, although right now, yes, I think right now is in the 20s. So if today the cost of a barrel is $30 a barrel, how much is the country making? And why is this? Because that's a topic for another day. The cost that goes into the production of crude oil. Most of our international oil companies that work here, if their bosses fly private jets for meetings, that cost goes into the cost of the production. If they go to Dubai for holiday, for business conferences, there is no efficiency in the management of the cost of this oil. So what happens? They load a lot of cost on it, so that by the end of the day, where countries like Saudi Arabia is producing a barrel for $9, Norway maybe $11 or $12, even Russia that is, we will say, are not as efficient, maybe $15 or $14. Nigeria will tell you, before this current government came, that was the problem when they even came in. Initially when this government came in 2015, we had a lot of issues. We didn't have money. The country was looking for money from different sources. We were borrowing money. And I realized that, okay, they were selling crude then, but the profit we're realizing from this crude is not as much. It's not even able to cover their expenses as a country. Why? Because the profit from the crude oil is very minimal. The cost has been loaded too much.
Jesus.
So we are selling at $60 and it's costing you $45, $50 a barrel to produce 1 barrel, and you're selling 2 million barrels. And there's so much. And this country, 90% of our income is from crude oil. All the other resources we have, the gold and the rest of them, we abandon them because it's very easy to produce crude oil and it gives a lot of money, quickly. You call in the white people, you sit down, they just allocate land to them, they bring in their resources and their money, they produce the crude and just give you royalties. There is no mineral that this country does not have. It is now realizing that in Zamfara, the Chinese have been making billions of dollars every month from illegal mining of gold.
Yeah, let me quickly help you.
Don't forget, illegally.
Hold on, Mr. Charles.
Are you aware that people were arrested in Elisha.
Recently.
Chinese were arrested in Elisha.
I think this week.
And the people came out to say that we gave them land to start mining gold. I have not seen that before in my life. That we gave them the land. The Elisha people came out, a particular place in Elisha. They came out to say, we gave the Chinese people this land to mine gold. And I can't understand why that is happening in this.
But the minister, the minister for mines is very serious, very upset about that, and he's trying to bring them to book. He's trying to prosecute them.
The Chinese are in my state. They are in Ogun
That's
State.
one of many. That is one of many.
They are in my state doing quarry. They are breaking stones. If they are traveling from Abeokuta to Ibadan, you will hear Boza.
Machinery. Yes. Making tiles and ceramics and what's it called? And all these marbles and exporting them from our limestone that we abandon and don't look at. Anyways, I was telling someone last week that this is a wake-up call for the country. You know, I'm optimistic because Nigeria likes fire brigade approach. It's when there's trouble, when there's problem like this, that we'll now look for a solution.
We would like to suffer. Nigerians like to suffer.
Yes, so
I don't know why.
We have over 100 other minerals we are not mining. Now, let me blow your mind. You said we have sold oil for 64 years, right?
Yes.
Correct.
You know that we have 3 times the reserves of oil in gas. So that means that if we have, let's say, 600 billion barrels of oil, multiply that by 3, that's what we have in gas.
That's about 1
point. I'm just saying, I'm estimated. I don't know the exact reserves. We have 3 times the reserve of oil that we have. We have it in gas. And we have been flaring this gas since 1956. Flaring.
Yes, in Port Harcourt. Yes.
This is the gas that Russia has used to dominate the whole of Europe. That Russia supplies to the whole of Europe. This is the same gas that Qatar has become one of the richest countries in the world. This is the same gas that the UAE, mind you, do not have as much crude. What they have in UAE is more of gas. We have been flaring this gas. So if we had made since 1960, 56 today, 4 years, if this country has made, let's say,
we are burning it away.
We're flaring it.
Yeah, it's burning.
Yeah, they're flaring now.
So if this country has made, let's say, $1 trillion.
You can see it in Port Harcourt. Whenever you head into Port Harcourt, you see it.
Yes. So if this country has made $1 trillion in the last 64 years, we have lost $3 trillion in revenue from flaring gas, wasting it, throwing it away. Yeah. Now, the government said, okay, they're going to be fining oil companies. They're going to be paying a flare fee. If you flare gas, you pay. These companies are happy to pay this fee rather than to capture this gas and make it into monetize it for us. The most profitable company in Nigeria is the LNG. What did they do? They capture this gas, they liquefy it and sell to Turkey, to Spain, all over the world. So just imagine the revenue we're losing. We have the OK LNG, we have the Brass LNG. They're not coming. The government is not even putting enough power and money behind them to bring them to light so that they can start generating revenue for the country. We're just lazy. Crude is very easy to produce. Why are we neglecting this gas? Because it takes a lot of technology, compressing the gas from gaseous form to liquid form, a lot of investments, and a lot of government will. But we would rather not do that. So this country, we are just a victim of our own circumstance. With the gas we have alone, forget about the crude oil. With the gas we have alone, this country should be a top gas exporter, top income earner, and we should not be in this situation where our government, as Mr. Sheni has said, cannot feed our people for 2 weeks. So maybe now that we are now seeing that the whole world can live without crude, that's what is happening. Maybe this government will now strategize now and go back because the whole world cannot live without gas. Gas is what powers the whole world now. Nobody's buying crude.
Dr. Adeworo, let me tell you, the 4 gentlemen you are seeing on the screen collected money from the American government. We did not collect $1.
Listen, Doc, I have a question for you. This is in regard to this mining that we're talking about, this Chinese, because I'm also following this in the news here. The thing that I don't understand, and we keep talking, there's so much government can do. Listen, our government is as forth as anything you can say, but there are certain things our government can do. Right now, the government, I believe, or the state have arrested these guys. But guess what? Some powerful Nigerians now are lobbying for these people to be released. Some powerful. This is what
that's why I said
this is how the
political will.
This is how the minister said it. He didn't say it, but he said some powerful Nigerians are lobbying for them to release these illegal minors or Chinese people.
Do you know why that is so?
So how can we blame the government again?
Do you know why that is so? Nobody. You cannot just. I can't live here now and go to a village in America and start mining.
Sure.
For gold.
Oh, sure.
Somebody will tell you to come. Somebody will take you to that land.
So
somebody will say, don't worry, go and mine. So the money that's supposed to go to the government, to the collective purse, someone somewhere is collecting it. Do you know how much of our crude oil is being stolen yearly? Do you know how much? Some Amnesty International said up to 10%. Some said it's even more than that. So that means if our country is producing 2.5 million barrels at peak production a day, 250,000 barrels of that is going to some private pocket every day. Multiply that by even $20. Worst case scenario, 50,000 barrels times 20.
So the question becomes,
that's $5 million. $5 million every day. Every day. Going to some people's pockets. So that's
what are we doing for this? So it goes back to it's not about what the government can do for you now, but it's what can you do for your government. You see, my thing is this, we have all these things in the book. We have all these things in the book, but they are not being implemented.
Finally, it starts with government. It starts with the government. If you know that you are in a country where you mine, you nobody would go to. Let's not even say the US. Just mention any other European country.
No, forget about US. I don't
let's leave the US out of this. Even Ghana. I don't think any Chinese man will go to a village in Ghana and start mining for gold.
No, you'll be surprised. Any country in Africa, you'll be surprised.
Let me tell you, a governor in Nigeria, Wisdom Wike, he came online and told us that a particular military general,
army general,
is involved.
Yes. He's the head of bunkering operations in the states.
Because he knows and is aware, but what has happened?
Even the government is powerless.
So what I look at is this, from what everybody has said, is that the issue is in enforcement. The law is there. We cannot exist as a society. We cannot exist as a society where we don't enforce our laws.
And why? When we're talking about enforcement of law, who is the law made for? Who are the people that the law is binding? If we're talking about enforcing law, you're talking about a sane society. I'm not saying Africa or Nigeria is insane, but in a very lighter mode of it, we're insane because if you are saying they should enforce the law does not affect the people at the top. Talking about the people that they just arrested that they are mining, somebody is out to defend them.
Yeah.
A powerful person is out there to defend them. And if you have to go more and do more of digging down more, you discover that there are a whole lot of places that are still mining in Nigeria that we believe is illegal, but there are some people behind them. So if we are talking about enforcing the law, who are we looking at that the law is going to be made for? Who are we looking at? Because at the end of the day, the innocent people out there, they are the people suffering. The people at the top, the law does not have anything to do with them. When they will make the law will not even hold them. When they do something wrong, somebody somewhere will stand for them.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
May his soul rest in peace. May his soul rest in peace. Alhaji Gani Fawehinmi. That is the defender of laws in this country. May his soul rest in peace. If Gani Fawehinmi is around today, we will not be going through some of the things we are going through. It will have taken a lot of people to court. Let me tell you, since lockdown, we were paying through our nose to these networks, MTN, Airtel, and all that. They have never come up with any palliative. If you pay for DSTV in Nigeria and there is rain for 3 days, you will not have access to your DSTV and nobody will come back to give you money for losing those 3 days. I buy, see, this is Spectranet. I'm talking to you with this. Over there, you guys enjoy Wi-Fi and all that. I bought this last week for this program. And when I open it this evening, it's gone. 5,000 naira. I bought it last Saturday. I opened it this week again to do this program. It's not there. I had to buy another one.
How much
I called the 5,000 naira. I called the whatever. They said we are sorry. This, that. Because the owners of these things are Nigerian senators, head of service, head of this, head of that. They are in government, so they will never regulate. There will be no law to regulate these things for us. What do we call? You see, the country needs to redefine our laws. And who are the people that will do it? The people we voted for to go to the House of Rep. And they are owners of these companies. They will never do it. This country, I hope I'm not going to be arrested tomorrow. This country needs revolution.
This is exactly what we need. You know, people need to come out. We are talking about, another thing again, about this media thing, about this media that we're talking about. I don't know. You tell me, dog, because you guys are in Lagos. We're saying that this media people are not reporting who is saved and who is not saved or who has it or not. Yeah. My question is this: have these reporters, have they been to the White House? Have they been to the government house or wherever they're doing this? You see, because they have to go and try. Have they gone to the hospital? They are blocked from doing that. Or why are they not doing it? I mean, why? Because government is not going to show you that. It is the media. It is the media, the press.
Right. From the little I know,
Go ahead.
I think our government had just placed too much of secrecy around this whole thing. You know, that's where the problem came from. Even the first guy that had it, the Italian, they didn't let. There was nowhere you would see his face. They were covering his face. They didn't want people to know his name. As if this, I don't know. So there's this kind of aura around they've put around this COVID-19 to make it seem like it's something, I don't know, out of I don't know. That's the problem. Everywhere you see people come on air. We saw even presenters. Chris Cuomo came when he had it. Everybody saw him. The way he was going through the battle, we saw it. But the way our government is treating it here,
let me help you. Nigerians say that coronavirus is big mass disease. The state governor told us he's affected. Is infected, is positive. He went in, he came out and said he's no more infected. Governor of Kaduna, he went in, he came back. A former commissioner, my friend, God bless you, he went back, he came back and said, which poor man, where's the poor man that has gone in? And they show us. They have not shown us one who went in and came back and said, oh, I was coronavirus positive. I'm back. But what we have is governor, commissioner, this, that. No single. The only one they publish is he don't die. Poor man don't die. Poor man don't die. They didn't tell us the poor man that went in and came back. So the poor men are not believing that he exists. They just feel they were interviewing some women. They said, "Nah, poor man disease, so rich man disease. You know, they affect us. We will take." Media,
exactly.
Nigerian media had failed woefully. In the media, you see, they are not coming up with things that they should do to us. They are not reporting what they should report to us. Tune into radio stations in the morning. What you hear is unnecessary talk. The media is bought. That woman there, my wife, she knows about media. They are bought and they are being paid. Who are the owners of the media houses? The owner of Nigeria. Can I sustain a media house? Do I have the money to sustain a media house in this country? It will die. They will buy it over. Because they own
you're right. 250 million to renew to get a license from ABC.
Well,
250 million to get a license. Broadcasting license.
Can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Adodo. Go ahead.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. We have a fundamental problem in Nigeria. People are dying. Nigerians, open your eyes. People are dying. Coronavirus is for real. A lot of people died in Kano some few weeks ago. A lot of people are made to understand also died in Bauchi. A lot of people are dying in Lagos. Everywhere people are dying. This is not a joke. Take it serious. If the government doesn't show you the pictures, or if the news media don't show you the pictures of people that are positive or that are recovering or that are dead, realize this. At least the president chief of staff died of this virus. Yes. So this thing is for real. A lot of people are dying in America.
Where?
They are taking right now in China. You will not even believe it. They told us that, and they told us that everything is okay now in China. That is not right. People are taking precautions everywhere. So Nigerians, please, always, I love you guys. I want you to take precautions, the necessary precautions. Another thing I want to say is that our country is so corrupt. It's unreal. Charles is my best friend. He's sitting down there. I set up a quarry in Nigeria. I have a quarry in Nigeria. I spent more than 50 million naira. 50 million naira to clear my goods. This custom officer will take money from me. They will call the next custom officer to go and relay.
No, Dave, sorry, correct it, because I'm the one that keeps records. 67 million.
Okay, 67 million naira. No, just unclear. How many Nigerians that are in America or overseas have the money, have 60-something million to clear goods?
To clear goods.
I shipped this thing with $50,000. $50,000. Yes. I used to ship all these goods.
Wow.
Not including how much I bought all this equipment. But when I got to Nigeria, as a Nigerian, trying to set up a business, I spent 67 million naira. This
$872,000
from me. I got so frustrated. I said, I'm not going to be frustrated, and the quarry is standing right now. How many people can do this? And we are trying to give employment to our brothers and sisters. Not everybody can come to America. Not everybody can go to Europe. But for those of us that are lucky to come to America, the little money we are able to make, we are able to save it and want to invest in our country. Our corrupt officials, the customs, and other agents will not allow us to set up businesses. There are so many Nigerians that want to set up businesses in Nigeria, in Africa, but our corrupt officials will not allow us to do it. The government has to sanitize itself. The masses have to come out. Vote for people that have conscience, that have you in mind, that is going to fight for you. Understand? So this is all I just want to say about Nigeria for right now. Over to you, Tunde.
The point, I would like for us to go to commercial real quick, and then we'll come back and sum up the program.
Thank you. It's still David Adodo Show. I actually wanted to go to Dr. Adeworo to ask a question. But okay, let's quickly appreciate the people that have been part of this program from the beginning. You know, if not because of them, by now maybe we won't be on air. David Seafood and Poultry, we want to say a very big thank you to you for sponsoring this program from the beginning and for even conceptualizing the program, and the person of the chief of himself, Mr. David Adodo. Heritage International Food, we say thank you to you. Afrique International, thank you so very much. And Heritage International Food, we say thank you, and a host of others. We still need more sponsors, and we're looking forward to people coming to be part of this show, to be part of this sponsor. We need a lot of people because we want the program to still be ongoing. Now, Dr. Biola, looking at the oil industry in Nigeria, what's the way forward, and how does it affect the people in the business? Considering the fact that the pandemic is here and a whole lot of people are invested a lot of money, how is it affecting you guys, in maybe positive way or negative way, and what is the way forward?
It's thank you for the question. For our kind of company, in the oil industry, there are several segments, there are several different type of businesses. So the ones that are hard hit are the ones who are actually producing the oil, the ones who are extracting the oil from the ground and selling the crude oil. So with all the cost of production now, they are selling at very low. I think one of the lowest in the last since 9/11 or so from records. So they are selling at low prices. That means low revenue, and that's Nigeria as a country. That's what the country is. That's where our main income earner is. So if we are producing crude oil, selling, getting very little income, of course, as a country, it's not good for the country. But for the good part of it is for the consumers, like PPMC. I'm sure just the Nigerian Petroleum Products Marketing Company came out to reduce the cost of petrol and diesel for consumers. Why? Because now the cost of crude has gone down to the 20. Just today, just on Friday, it came to $30. But for the past couple of weeks, it's been at low 20s. So if the cost of product of crude is $20, cost of refining is also low. The cost of refined products, of course, will be cheap. So that's why the government reduced the cost of petrol and other products. So for trading companies like PPMC or the other petroleum import companies, the good part is that you buy the product cheap, so you can sell cheap. But unfortunately now, because of our low income revenue as a country, we all know what has happened to our FX. Before the lockdown, Nigeria naira was exchanging for 360 naira a dollar. Today now, if you get at 460, you are lucky. So even if I'm buying, let's say I'm importing, and as a country, another fundamental problem is that our petroleum products, we import them. Our diesel, our petrol, our kerosene, aviation fuel, whatever it is, we import them. So even as we are selling crude in low prices, we're importing petroleum products, we're importing it in dollars, we're selling it in naira. So if I import petrol to sell now, because of course the price is low abroad, I'm able to import it cheap. But by the time I convert it to naira at the current exchange rate, that's where the problem is. So for us as oil trading companies, it's good in the sense that before it would cost me about, let's say, $10 million to import a parcel of petrol into the country. Now with $3 million, I'm able to do that. But the problem is that $3 million, by the time I'm paying back, I'm going to sell this product in naira, and I'm going to pay back to the supplier in dollars. So when I buy the product at $3 million, I sell at maybe 100 and whatever the market is doing. By the time I convert my money back into naira, into dollars at 460, then that's where the problem is. So the exchange rate and yes, the profit or whatever income you think you're going to make on it is wiped away. Mm-hmm. And of course, the CBN does not have any dollar to sell to you. So what do we do? We have to buy the dollar at the black market or at the open market at 460. Even as at Friday, some people are buying at 480 naira per dollar. Wow. Maybe to pay down on their letters of credit for importing the petroleum product. So I was telling a friend of mine today that even the price that this NNPC has reduced the price of petrol to 108 is not sustainable. Why? They don't have the dollar to back up that. They import this product. It's not as if we are refining it in our backyard. We are refining very little. Less than 20% is refined here. Less than that. We are importing over 80%. with dollars. And when you are importing, you don't have foreign exchange from your sale of crude oil to back up the dollar. Our naira is depreciating. So at 108 naira, I know unless one of two things happen, the price of crude remains low, which is not going to happen as the whole world is gradually coming out of lockdown, or the exchange rate goes back up. Goes back down for our naira. I don't see that happening again. Nigeria, everything that goes up does not come down. So if the dollar is at 460 to 500,
it will come down.
Expecting it in the next before. The government cannot sustain the 108 naira per liter.
Can I ask Dr. Adewale a question?
Yes, sure.
Question.
Go ahead, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Dangote, Port Harcourt, Ibadan refineries. What is happening?
Okay, the Ibadan is a depot. We have 3 functional refineries in Nigeria. But unfortunately, we all know that they are working at
snail speed.
Less than 50% capacity, way less. The refinery in Kaduna has not operated for more than 2 years. So we have only Port Harcourt and Warri. Port Harcourt is operating at, the government will say is maybe 60 or 70%, but we know it's way lower than that. The one in Warri is about 20%. So, okay, let me paint the scenario. This country needs, before the lockdown, we consume about 35 to 50 million liters of petrol every day. Our refineries working at full capacity is producing about $10 to $15 million at full million liters a day. So what does that mean? We still have a 20 to 30 million liters every day gap that we have to import.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
if the refineries are working at full capacity. They are not working at full capacity. The Dangote refinery is ongoing. It's not going to come on stream for me, from my own projections, from our projections. I won't say me alone. From a body of us that were projected, we are looking at 2023 to 25. Why? Because the refineries, the focus for Dangote is the fertilizer and the petrochemical part of the plant. That's what most people don't know. This is where this guy is going to make all the money from.
Okay,
the time is fast spent, and we're rounding off because it's almost an hour. We'll be glad to have you guys back maybe next week, or as the
next week is fine. Yeah, next week.
Yeah. So exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen. And all our listeners, we want to thank you all for listening to us on this show. Before we go, want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the women out there. It's Mother's Day here in America. I believe it's been Mother's Day in Nigeria a couple of months ago. So we're saying Happy Mother's Day to everybody. For every society, for every country.
Happy Day to my wife.
Don't forget to wish them Happy Mother's Day, or else to sleep in the garage.
I know. Yeah.
So for every country or for every society to exist, a couple of things must work accurately. Law enforcement must work. There must be law. We cannot have anybody or persons above the law. If we set the law, that is what's the law. There has to be checks and balances for any society to function. The situation where we don't have all those things functioning in Nigeria is why we find ourselves where we are today. We all look up to the Western world. Nobody, I cannot come from Nigeria and go dig a hole somewhere and say I'm looking for gold or whatever. There's a problem with that. One chief cannot come and sell me a piece of land and say he's Baba Monile or Baba Nile, go and dig what you want to dig. There should be laws, and these laws exist. But because people are greedy, because people are hungry, and so they go ahead. People are corrupt. Yes, it embodies everything, corruption and everything. And so because of that, we are set back. We sit down here, we make all these good suggestions. We have all brilliant ideas and everything, but yet we still cannot move forward. We have sold oil for 64 years, and we're still not there yet. No. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to round up. I don't want to round up on the bad notes.
Negative notes, yes. Let's be positive.
I believe things can get better. I believe things can always be there. But again, it starts from the government. We have to put the people that are qualified for the office in the office. I'm not going to put you there in the office because you gave me $1 billion to vote. If you don't know nothing about the ministry or what's going on in there, you don't need to be there. We have to put people, we have educated people, we have graduates, we have experienced people in all these fields, in all these areas. We have to put them there. Nigeria is one country. I don't care where you come from. If you can do the job, do the job. That's what that matters. And that's why all these foreign countries are doing better. And we keep going backwards and we keep going backwards with all the minerals and everything that we have, with all the experience that we have, intellectual and otherwise, we keep going backwards. We have to move forward. So on that note, I'd like to say we've come to the end of the program. I want to thank our guests from Nigeria. Thank you for coming in, for shedding the light, on the motherland and what's going on. We are out here. It's always good to hear from you guys to know what's going on. We only rely on what we see in the media. Thank you all so much for coming. And again, thank you so much. And again, for the media as well. I know it is very hard for the media. I was involved with the media. The media is not free in Nigeria. And neither is it free anywhere in Africa. Either you are held up by money or you're held up by force. The media is not free. The media needs to be free to do its work like it's supposed to be done. Okay, so on that note, I'd like to go back to my fellow host, and then we can all round up and done with the show. So I'll start with the Queen. Ladies first. Happy Mother's Day, Queen.
Oh, thank you so very much. God save you. Thank you so much, very much for especially for our people from Nigeria. Dr. Adeworan, thank you so very much. He's my very lovely brother. He used to be my boss then, before I joined the company, he ran away. But ever since then, we'll be so close and I'm so motivated about him. Thank you so very much for being part of the program. Egbeyemi, thank you for coming. And to our listener, we say a very big thank you to you. And for our radio station, Mr. J, thank you so very much for your help every time. And if you want to be part of the program by sponsoring it, give us a call on 202-913-8639. Thank you so much. Next week, we'll be here.
Mr. Adodo, please.
Oh, thank you very much, Tunde. I want to thank the two gentlemen from Nigeria. We really appreciate your presence. Your intellectual contribution is really welcome, and we appreciate you guys. And hopefully, we will see you again next week. Yeah, we'll be very happy to see you again next week. And to all the women out there, I said, Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Charles.
Yes. Thank you, Tunde.
Please permit me to say Happy Mother's Day to my family.
It will come to you. Don't worry. I was get you.
Go ahead, Mr. Charles.
First of all, let me say thank you for our gentlemen, the guests from Nigeria. We're very glad to have you guys, and hope you guys will join us next week. All I need to say, at least to the guys, is just remember, okay? Don't forget this. A happy wife is a happy life. Mother's Day to you all.
Thank you. Wow.
I mean, Mr. Egbeyemi is a proof to that. You can see he's smiling.
Because that is the best thing in my life.
Amen.
Sweetheart.
Okay.
I've not seen the Queen blush this much. She's just blushing.
Really?
Since last week. I don't want to say nothing. But that's okay.
You guys should not come after me, please.
You still have doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Doctor.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. I look forward to the show again next week. Anytime, I'll be happy to be there. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And as I always round up, anytime I will invite you to any show, is on a positive note. Nigeria will get better. We have the resources and the manpower to get it done. We just need the will and the drive. And with the help of God, we'll be there. We'll get there. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again. Thank you, everybody, for being part of our show. We hope to see you all again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
But in reverse, but you kept it going with your ever kind words. Say I will. Oh, I pull it your journey. Mommy, and share queen to me. Thank God for the prayers that you said to me. Help me, got me to my destiny. Come on, help me,
Voices Radio. You're listening to African Voices Radio.
WLIF HD2 Baltimore.
The all-new Praise 106.1, giving our city just what we need right now. Baltimore's inspiration station. Praise 106.1.
From the Big Al Studio, Baltimore's #1 accident attorney.
Big Al would like to extend a sincere, heartfelt message to Marylanders during this scary season. Everyone, stay safe and stay home, and eventually we will all get through this. Now, if you find yourself in an auto accident during these times, don't worry, my guy Big Al's got you covered. Big Al is someone you can trust in these times of uncertainty. So remember, when in an accident, call your friend Big Al at 1-800-HURT-123. Big Al is the law firm of Richard Klein.
Migraines can attack anytime, anywhere. Now there's a new kind of pill you can take anytime, anywhere to treat them. Introducing Ubrelvy or Ubrogepant. Ubrelvy can provide relief from migraine pain and debilitating symptoms without worrying where you are or if it's too late. People took Ubrelvy within 4 hours of a migraine attack. One dose can quickly stop a migraine in its tracks within 2 hours, and many had pain relief in just 1 hour.
Ubrelvy treats migraine attacks in adults and is not for migraine prevention. It is available by prescription only. Do not take Ubrelvy with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors.